Hello everyone. This video is probably going to be kind of a longer one, and I'm hoping I can get through it without starting to cough and all that good stuff that goes along with being sick. But December 10th is the Human Rights Day, and so I'm going to discuss a little bit about our rights as humans. Every person is entitled to certain rights simply by the fact that they are human beings. There are rights because they are things you are allowed to be or do or to have. These rights are there for your protection against people who might want to harm or hurt you. They are also there to help us get along with each other and live in peace. There are 30 rights, and they are contained in a document called the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, which was created in 1948 by the United Nations. The United Nations came into being in 1945, shortly after the end of World War II. It was started by the 5 major powers that won the war: Britain, China, France, the Soviet Union, and the United States. Its purpose is to bring peace to the world. Today there's 192 countries who are members of the United Nations. The first one is, we are all born free and equal. We are all born free. We all have our own thoughts and ideas. We should all be treated in the same way. 2. Don't discriminate. These rights belong to everybody, whatever our differences. 3. The right to life. We all have the right to life and to live in freedom and safety. 4. No slavery. Nobody has any right to make us a slave. We cannot make anyone our slaves. 5. No torture. Nobody has any right to hurt us or to torture us. 6. You have rights no matter where you go. Everybody is a person just like you. 7. We're all equal before the law. The law is the same for everyone. It must treat us all fairly. 8. Your human rights are protected by law. We can all ask for the law to protect us when we are not treated fairly. 9. No unfair detainment. Nobody has the right to put us in prison without good reason and keep us there, or to send us away from our country. 10. The right to trial. If we are put on trial, this should be in public. The people who try us should not let anyone tell them what to do. 11. We're always innocent until proven guilty. Nobody should be blamed for doing something until it is proven. When people say we did a bad thing, we have the right to show that it is not true. 12. The right to privacy. Nobody should try to harm our good name. Nobody has the right to come into our home, open our letters, or bother us or our family without a good reason. 13. Freedom to move. We all have the right to go where we want in our own country and to travel as we wish. 14. The right to seek a safe place to live. If we are frightened of being badly treated in our own country, we all have the right to run away to another country to be safe. 15. Right to a nationality. We all have the right to belong to a country. 16. Marriage and family. Every grown-up has the right to marry and have a family if they want to. Men and women have the same rights when they are married and when they are separated. 17. The right to your own things. Everyone has the right to own things or share them. Nobody should take our things from us without a good reason. 18. Freedom of thought. We all have the right to believe in what we want to believe, to have a religion, or to change it if we want. 19. Freedom of expression. We all have the right to make up our own minds, to think what we like, to say what we think, and to share our ideas with other people. 20. The right to public assembly. We all have the right to meet our friends and to work together in peace, to defend our rights. Nobody can make us join a group if we do not want to. 21. The right to democracy. We all have the right to take part in the government of our country. Every grown-up should be allowed to choose their own leaders. 22. Social Security. We all have the right to affordable housing, medicine, education, and child care, enough money to live on, and medical help if we are ill or old. 23. Workers' rights. Every grown-up has the right to do a job, to a fair wage from their work, and to join a trade union. 24. The right to play. We all have the right to rest from work and to relax. 25. Food and shelter for all. We all have the right to a good life. Mothers and children, people who are old, unemployed, or disabled, and all people have the right to be cared for. 26. The right to education. Education is a right. Primary schools should be free. We should learn about the United Nations and how to get on with others. Parents can choose what the children learn. 27. Copyright. Copyright is a special law that protects one's own artistic creations and writings. Others cannot make copies without permission. We all have the right to our own way of life and to enjoy the good things that art, science, and learning brings. 28. A fair and free world. There must be proper order so we can all enjoy rights and freedoms in our own country and all over the world. 29. Responsibility. We have a duty to other people, and we should protect their rights and freedoms. 30. No one can take away your human rights. So, a little bit of a background of the human rights. Originally, people had rights only because of their membership in a group, such as a family. Then, in 539 BC, Cyrus the Great, after conquering the city of Babylon, did something totally unexpected. He freed all slaves to return home. Moreover, he declared people should choose their own religion. The Cyrus Cylinder, a clay tablet containing his statements, is the first human rights declaration in history. The idea of human rights spread quickly to India, Greece, and eventually Rome. The most important advances since then have included 1215, the Magna Carta, giving people new rights and making the king subject to the law. 1628, the Petition of Right, setting out the rights of the people. 1776, the United States Declaration of Independence, proclaiming the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. 1787, the Constitution of the United States of America, forming the fundamental law and the U.S. federal system of government and defining the basic rights of citizens. 1789, the Declaration of the Rights of Man and of Citizen. In France, establishing all citizens are equal in the eyes of the law. 1791, the U.S. Bill of Rights, limiting the powers of the federal government and protecting the rights of all citizens, residents, and visitors on United States territory. 1864, the First Geneva Convention, setting standards of international law. 1948, the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, the first charter proclaiming the 30 rights in which every human being is entitled to. During World War II, tens of millions of people died in addition to those who lost their lives in the fighting. The Nazis in Germany killed millions in cold blood. When the war ended in 1945, the victorious nations met to decide how to prevent such acts from happening again. They formed the United Nations to advance human rights and peace. The United Nations created the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, the first truly universal human rights document. Eleanor Roosevelt, the woman who led the committee that created this document, stated that the one declaration grants rights for all mankind. The United Nations also took other steps. One was to create international law to protect human rights, a process that took almost 20 years. International laws are laws agreed upon by many countries, and so they apply not just in one country, but in all countries that agree to them. The countries that belong to the United Nations also brought these rights to the rest of the world. As a result, the basic law of many nations today include the rights contained in that declaration. There are some famous people who promoted human rights. Many humanitarians have advanced human rights by working bravely for what they believe in. Their examples have inspired millions and can inspire you. Learn from what they said. Kofi Annan, for many years the head of the United Nations, had a special message for young people about human rights. Young friends all over the world, you are the ones who must realize these rights now and for all time. Their fate and future is in your hands. As we approach December 10th, which is the day to celebrate human rights, look around and see if there is something that you can think of that, you're grateful for because of what our ancestors have fought for. Just any of the basic rights, like the freedom to just sit in your home in peace. Or now, with all that activism and stuff that has been going on for women's rights and inclusion in the workplace. Everything that our ancestors did to fight for our rights today is something to celebrate on December 10th. I've made this video in a way that it can be used to help explain human rights to children That way, it's easier to understand and it's not full of all the long words and stuff that was actually placed into the document that was created. So hopefully this video will help you explain human rights and what they are and why they exist and the importance of being kind and respecting others. Have a great day, everybody.